Despite just a quartet. Sun will call them now.
They jump away for the Vodafone Coronation Cup. Group 1, Daliapour, who we're expecting to be up with the pace, forcing things. He stays very well, head bowed very low through the first furlong against the collar, and it's Daliapour from the grey Saga mix in the white cap on the Godolphin blue silks, in the all blue Fantastic Light, and Border Arrow settled in last place of the 4. A slight right-hand turn. They climb, as we saw in the virtual reality sequence, all the way to the 7th hole here. It looks quite a good pace. We'll hopefully have a clock on this early part of the race. Daliapour forcing things from Sagamix in 2nd, then Fantastic Light and Chris McCarron in 3rd place, and Border Arrow, Jimmy Fortune aboard last of the 4. Continuing their journey towards the final mile now. They pass the 8th hole, and it's Daliapour in front from Sagamix in 2nd. Fantastic Light, got a bit of white about his face on the outside, and then the nose-banded Border Arrow. So they reach the high point of the course, 56.74 for the first half mile. Considering the ground, that's a very good pace. That would be a respectable time on fastish ground, so Daliapour is certainly taking few prisoners here in front in the hands of Kieran Fallon, this 11-to-8 favourite. Fantastic Light goes up into 2nd on the outside of Sagamix, and then Border Arrow content to look on in last place of the 4. Swinging left-handed now and on the descent. And it's Daliapour as they enter the final 5. Daliapour by 3/4 of a length to Fantastic Light on the outside as they hurtle downhill. Sagamix on the inside. 1:37 for the first 7 furlongs. And again, the time looks very solid, very respectable as they make Tattenham Corner. This will be a test, and they're quickening still by the looks of things. Daliapour in front. Fantastic Light is now urged on the outside. Wider out is Border Arrow. Sagamix pushed hard. Daliapour is beginning to get away from them. 2nd in the Derby here 12 months ago. 2nd in an Irish Derby. Border Arrow goes up into 2nd on the outside of Fantastic Light. Can Daliapour keep up this strong gallop? Border Arrow trying hard to get on terms. Fantastic Light is 3rd. Sagamix back in 4th place. Daliapour enters the final furlong with a 2-length lead over Fantastic Light and Border Arrow, who are both snapping at his heels. But Daliapour is very game and determined and holds them all at bay in the Coronation Cup. Fantastic Light 2nd, 3rd Border Arrow, and then back in 4th Sagamix. Well, what a positive piece of riding here by champion jockey Kieran Fallon. Only 4 runners in this Vodafone Coronation Cup. There was always the risk that it would be a falsely run race, but Fallon had no such intention here right from the start on this Son of Sadler's Wells. 2nd to Oath here 12 months ago before chasing home the brilliant Montjeu at the Curragh. He looked a class act on his reappearance at Chester in the Ormond Stakes, and he's proved himself a genuine Group 1 horse here, Daliapour, who has made every yard of the running in this £150,000 Group 1 Vodafone Coronation Cup. The 2nd and 3rd have both run well. Both looked a little ill at ease on the camber in the closing stages. Border Arrow leaning in slightly on Fantastic Light, but they never looked like getting past the horse in front.
No, absolutely right. Never looked like getting past him. He travelled best of all in the race, as Jim was saying earlier. Does have a tendency to have a flat spot, Fantastic Light. And this is all new stuff as well to Chris McCarron. The horse hanging. He's having to cope with a lot of different things which he wouldn't normally have to in America. He's being leaned on the outside by Border Arrow. Both of them went there with just glimpses of a chance. But this fella in front, Daliapour, he had the rail to race against. He's got an abundance of stamina. He's got the right man on board, and he's got the right result.
Daliapour, Ladbrokes laid 7-4 in the offices this morning, tucked 6-4 on the course, returned the 11-8 favourite. Daliapour, the 3rd consecutive favourite to win here today, and they finish in betting order. Beats Fantastic Light at 7-4, Border Arrow was 3rd at 6-1, and Sagamix last of the 4 at 13-2. And Daliapour, the 52nd favourite in 95 runnings to win the Coronation Cup, Others in the 90s were Singsfield, Swain, Opera House, Sadler's Hall, and In the Wings. And you go back to the legendary odds on Pretty